Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Inspiration for Today in a brand new week. I hope you have been enjoying traveling with Diane and I on our 50th wedding anniversary trip. We decided we couldn't have a big party, so we decided we would go on a road trip, visit some friends, and see some new area that we haven't really seen or investigated much before. And that's how we ended up here in Texas. And you've seen a few of the friends we have visited, and of course they're your friends too, because they're from Saddleback Laguna Woods originally. But anyway, I told you we would be in a new spot today, and we are. I don't know if do you recognize it? It's beautiful here, isn't it? This is called the Texas Hill Country. And we're going to be here all week, and oh man, there's some great things to see. We always want to equate scripture to it though, because this is about bringing the Lord into our daily life and seeing things of the Lord that maybe we might not relate to, and help us to start thinking, make this today, Monday, a great day with the Lord. Even if we're just staying home and we're watching TV or something, have the Lord with you as you do that, because He is. He actually is. Well, so let's start with a verse for the day, and you'll see how it equates. And I just chose Isaiah 41:10, probably a verse that is familiar to many of you. And basically it says, "Do not fear, for I, the Lord, am with you." Boy, isn't that a great one that we should keep with us all day long? Do not fear, for I am with you. And we live in a kind of a climate of fear around. And of course, that's one of the reasons it's been kind of refreshing here in Texas, because there's a little less of that. And it shows itself in no masks required anyway, except in a very few businesses, but certainly not when we go to eat or go to church or anything like that. So it's kind of refreshing in that way. And we feel free once we've been vaccinated, and we have. So anyway, that's been kind of a side issue. But let me tell you about the Texas Hill Country, and you'll see how this verse comes into play, actually in a couple of places. I've shot some video around, and as I'm talking, maybe we can show some of those. It's full of trees. It's full of greenery. So the Texas Hill Country is in central Texas. It includes the cities of San Antonio and Austin, the capital. I don't know how many it's a huge area. And it's higher, they call it the hill country. And geologists have said that it actually, if you drive between San Antonio and Austin, everything to the east dropped off. And it sunk. And so this whole area in the hill country is about 700 feet above the rest that's to the east. And that's interesting. It has a lot of rivers in it. It has a lot of rain. You're going to see in tomorrow's show just an amazing day of rain that we had. I'm not sure I've ever experienced anything quite like that, and we wanted to share that with you. I think it's going to be very interesting for you. One of the things that I have found interesting when I just think back, because we're going to go in a couple of days, you and I are going to go to the Alamo, and we'll dig into a little bit of the history of that. But one of the things that always has surprised me, I just haven't totally understood, is how the Old West worked exactly. Because when you see all these trees and the lushness of the area, I just can't imagine finding your way through that and finding even, let's say, the Alamo, which was basically a church. It was a mission. And so to everybody, how do you get through all this wooded? Well, I'm sure there were trails and that, but anyway, I've been fascinated by that and have not come up with a good answer. As I said, one of the interesting things is here, there's a lot of rain. And so this whole area has, and by the way, it's made primarily of limestone. And limestone dissolves over time. You'll find a lot of caves in this area. If you like spelunking, you need to come to the Texas Hill Country. But the other thing that it's done is it created a huge cavern underneath the whole area, and that has become an aquifer. It's actually named Edwards Aquifer after someone who discovered it. This aquifer, this basically lake, huge lake, is how this whole area gets its water. In fact, up until recently, 100% of San Antonio's water came from this aquifer. The population has grown a lot lately, and that has caused us down to about 90% now. They're bringing in a little bit of water. But basically, this lake under the ground gives the drinking water to San Antonio. In fact, on the evening news, they keep track of how deep it is. And just last night, it was 692 feet. And I guess that's been coming up. They had a drought here, and it had really dropped down, and they're so relieved that some of this big rain that we've had while we're here is refilling the aquifer. And it's been going up. It is going up this week. And 692 feet of water. Isn't that something? Yesterday, we went to church. God is alive and well here in the Texas Hill Country. As you might imagine, there are a lot of believers here. We went to a church called Trinity Presbyterian in a city named Boerne. And it's the way it's spelled, you'd have never guessed that it's pronounced Boerne. It looks like Born or something. Anyway, neat church. I was pleased to go. And I was proud of them. Well, first of all, it was a beautiful area. I loved seeing the trees and the nature behind the cross. It's about the same size church as Saddleback Laguna Woods. And like it, the Bible was front and center. Great message from Romans chapter 1. But I just love that they are not only getting together and really only broke for about a month in between. Of course, they're online also, just like us, so that if, those who are more comfortable that way, they can watch online. But I'll show a picture of what this brand new building they're building, $3 million, which for them is a lot of money, and it's for fellowship, it's for classes, it's for a meeting hall. They had a big debate. I dug into the background of this church and why they're building now, of all times. And the reality is, like our verse for the day came into play. Do not fear, for I am with you, in Isaiah 41:10. And they made the decision that the Lord is still the Lord, and He's going to go on. And it's not stopping because of any pandemic. The church goes on. So they are building and getting ready and looking forward to good things in the future. I was very proud of them. Well, we're getting ready to get back together, and I just believe God's going to continue to use us to impact our community too. We want to love our community, and we will do that together, and we're not going to just have the spirit of fear. I hope you'll come on out. Our worship is right now still at Lutheran Church of the Cross, but we have a good time together, so I hope you'll give it a try on Sunday afternoons at 3, but we'll keep our online, on TV, 5 o'clock service on Sundays going all year long too, if that's your choice. Well, this has been a great day. Boy, do we have a good week for you. See you tomorrow.
Beautiful day, it's wonderful. This is the day that the Lord